Hi Cancer, welcome to your reading for Monday the 28th of March. Going to get straight to it. Nice simple reading. This is a general reading. While I'd like to read for every Cancerian on the planet, that's not possible. So take what resonates, take what doesn't. It's for the next week. Sometimes in a reading I can go, that doesn't feel like it's happening next week. It feels like it's starting next week and moving on for some time. And sometimes it feels like, oh, this is all over by Tuesday. But yeah, generally speaking, it's a general reading for next week. Let's get to it. First of all, we have the Seven of Swords. It's not a great card to start with. Cloak and Dagger, Deceit. I would be very wary if this is you. The central sword in this one is hanging straight over the rat, the traitor, whatever. Oh, hang on. I don't know. I'm using a different hand. That's what's thrown me. That's better. So that central dagger, is likely to finish off the rat. So usually when people come for tarot readings, we sit on the nicer side of the fence. So I always think this is something else. So this is what's happening at the moment rather than this is what you that's doing it. Yeah, you're crossing it with the King of Pentacles, which is a fantastic card. He's all about, he's the entrepreneur card. He's in control. He's got antlers above his head for stamina and tenacity. He's showing off everything he's got. He's pointing to what he's got. He's made it with his own two hands. He's even adorned his clothes with it. The thing he's sat on is a plain stone slab. He doesn't need any kind of adornments or fripperies, so he kind of gets it done. So that to me is knocking this one into touch. I think someone's tried to do something and you've just dropped on them like a ton of bricks. So far, so good. In the recent past, you got the Five of Cups. 3 cups are spilled in the traditional Rider-Waite, 2 are still upright. It's like you can't see the wood for the trees. This card is saying there's still hope in there. One of those glasses has still got liquid in it. So that's the one you need to be concentrating on. I think you've been a bit, a bit confused or a bit distracted by the smashing glass of the big one. It's like, no, don't look at that. Look at the detail. So there's hope in the air. Yeah, certainly is. Again, from the King of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles, that's all about a new start, and it's crafting it. It's doing it yourself. It's very material. It's very physical. That's a really good start. What's been going away with this broken glass thing, the Five of Cups, is the Moon, which is all about illusion. It is everything as it should be. Subconscious coming to the surface. You're just sort of checking and questioning what's going on. And I think you just need to be true to yourself. You've got this. Okay, some kind of trial involved, some kind of opportunity here. The Lovers on this card is talking about the red string of fate and how the story is a child threw a stone at someone and years later fell in love with someone who had a mysterious scar on the head. So, are we all intertwined and interlinked? I do believe that what goes around comes around, and I do believe if you do, when you put your head on the pillow at the end of the night, you need to reflect on whether you've had a good day or a bad day, and if you've had a bad day, how much of that was within your control, and also how much you've impacted on other people's lives. If you do a nice thing during the day and someone has a smile on the face because of it, I think you've done a really good job. So there's that. But this red string of fate, it's talking about, do you work together now or later? Let's see where we get to. Interesting. You're going to find yourself at Judgment. Again, a really simple card. She's faceless. She can't be swayed. You don't know whether she's laughing or crying, but she's got a spear. She's pointing at someone. She's also carrying a crown of thorns, which is her penance, pointing to a wound of her own for various misdeeds that are healing. So she's not saying I'm blameless. She's as guilty as everybody else. Back to that head on the pillow thing. If you're called to account, are you able to say, yeah, that week I did a really good job. I was really nice to people. I made a difference. No one was hurt or upset by anything I did. That's a great place to find yourself. Queen of Swords, kind of the Justice card of the Minor Arcana. Again, one sword up, one sword down. impartial. We're aware that swords cut both ways. She's got a crown of swords that could do damage to her as well to anyone else. The butterflies are all floating around, larvae and butterflies, because that's the symbol for the swords. So I think in this situation, people can see you as right down the line. You know, you're not going to be swayed. If it needs doing for Monday, it needs doing for Monday. If you need to roll your sleeves up and help them, you will. So it's not about bossing people around, but it is about setting out your stall and setting out the destination. Yeah, sure. Hopes and fears. You've got the Knight of Swords. In this deck, the knight is not very heavily armoured at all. He's got something on his shoulders and on his hips. He's carrying 2 swords, so it's all about attack and not defence. This is about clarity and getting it done and leaping in with both feet and being a doer, not a sayer. You know, actions speak louder than words. But again, with any of the sword cards, it's going, just be careful you don't cause too much trouble by doing what is actually right. So I think you're in the right place and it's for the right reason. But sometimes people can be considered a little bit brash or a bit too upfront. Everyone's like, whoa, just take it down a dial, you know. And then you end up, okay. So we've got the 7 of Wands as the outcome. Energy on the bottom of the card. King of Wands. Okay, really powerful stuff. I mean, the King of Wands, a lot of his energy is you can see here, he's kind of striding forth. He's very commanding. He's very in control. He's in charge. Peacock feathers are all about confidence and display and like, check me out, I'm here. You know, and he's like, you know, I'm in the room, I'm here. But also he's about unifying a group, pulling people together. And the reason I've said that before this is this card is you're the iron staff in the middle, you know, rock solid with this orb in the middle that people are trying to take from you, and they've got no chance. You know, those other swords are just breaking against this steel. You're a lighthouse in a storm. You know, you will not be swayed in a good way. You know, it's a bit like you're the lighthouse. You know, the lighthouse just keeps pumping out that signal, that beacon of hope and safety. Like, I'm here. Waves crash against it, and everyone goes, "Oh, we need it by tomorrow." You're like, "You'll have it by Wednesday. It's fine." You know, so it's that kind of thing. And again, in a relationship, this would be you're the rock of the relationship. Sometimes you can rub people up the wrong way, but it's for a genuine reason. So it's a powerful reading, this, for Cancer. Not unexpected, really. I think you're aware of your own power. There are no soft cards on here, so I think I'm going to say you need to maybe think long and hard about that softer side of your nature, if there is one. You know, the stuff that's going away is all the sort of what's the word I'm thinking of? Stuff that was outside of the path you were on. It's a bit like trying to get from A to B and then being sidetracked by some pretty market stalls or some flowers or a view or a lake, and you're like, no, I need to get from here to here. You know, sometimes you need to stop and just do a bit of sightseeing on the way. Other times you just need to get the hammer down and get on with it. I think whichever way you do it, you know, this red string of fate will find its way back again. You got this lovely new start in your near future. So I think there's a lot of excitement in this, but I would remember to include the group in there. You can be the leader of the group, and again, that's quite appropriate. So yeah, lead the group by example this week, and I'll see you next week, Cancer, for another read. Enjoy, and see you soon.